Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is August the 22nd. I got to get through these games pretty quickly, so not doing Jackson for today. I didn't bet anything yesterday. WNBA been so Jekyll and Hyde for me, man. I just kind of stayed on the sideline. The plays that I had on the short list yesterday were, I think, went 2-2. Asia stayed under her points, which, that's something I definitely would have bet. I did like the Aces. They got the job done. The Lynx did not get the job done. Shout out to Courtney Williams, blowing the wide open pass that could have easily tied the game, potentially sent it to overtime. And Chicago and New York did go up and over the total. And I like Chicago as well. Too many points. They end up winning the game outright in New York. Sandwich spot for New York, which we talked about. They got the Atlanta Dream up next. So let's jump into it for today. Hopefully you guys made some money yesterday. I'll tell you guys what I'm betting if I'm betting today's game. So the first one up is the Storm and the Wings. This line opened like 4.5. It's up to 8.5 now. Is 8.5 too many points to lay with the Dallas Wings? I'm sorry, with the Seattle Storm, the visiting Seattle Storm. I think so. They do have a one-day rest advantage. Both teams are off tomorrow. Then they play again on Sunday. The last 5 meetings, interestingly enough, has gone under the total. So this total continues to go up. It opened 164.5. It's all the way up to 170.5. I know Seattle's not playing much defense. I know they're playing super fast. But just when you think a Wings game is going to go over, it finds a way to go under. We just saw this against the Sparks. So, I don't really trust the Wings offense. It feels like they only have Paige Beckers, and that's about it. Rike Gumbawale will continue to be out for this game. I don't really want to be involved on the total. I feel like this is one that's been bet up that could potentially go under. We've seen that a lot recently. So I would stay away from the total in this game. But there's no way I'm laying this many points with Seattle. I absolutely don't want to lay this many points with Seattle, specifically on the road where they have been a little bit better than they've been at home. But Seattle's 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. So it's really, really difficult for me to want to lay pretty much double. I would need them to win by double digits, to feel comfortable about this game. They do have revenge because they did lose to Dallas 87-63 in Seattle. The last time these teams played back on the 22nd, which was actually a month ago of July. So yeah, I'm taking the points with Dallas to just to be able to keep it close. So I'm staying away from this game altogether. I can't lay points with Seattle on the road. They couldn't cover against Chicago in their last game either. But Dallas is a bottom feeder for sure. So that's my thought process. I think a contrarian under and Dallas plus the points would be my thought process on this game. Next game up, the Lynx and the Fever. So the Fever are getting they're getting 6.5 points. This line opened about 4.5, 5. And now the Lynx are getting about 6.5 points. I see a 7 out there as well. Total continue to go up, and that's what I kind of think happens in this game. So we look at the injury report. We know that that Caitlin Clark continues to be out. Indiana doesn't have a point guard, and now they're down Sophie Cunningham as well. She's done for the season. Indiana is in a really, really rough spot. I haven't seen a team been bit by the injury bug like this in quite a while. On the Minnesota side of things, they, of course, played last night in Atlanta, ended up losing that game by 2. I think it was 2. And then Nafisha Collier didn't play. So she could potentially return in this game. We'll see if that happens. Minnesota, I talked about liking Minnesota yesterday, and I thought they would have been able to get the job done. And the game was close. It was a back-and-forth game. They came out through the first punch. Kayla McBride was on fire in the first quarter, and then they just kind of ran out of gas and couldn't make a shot late. Now you get a super soft Indiana defense that Indiana hasn't looked good. The one thing about Indiana that you do like is that they do have a 4-day rest advantage. They've dropped 4 of their last 6 games. It took overtime for them to beat Connecticut on Sunday as well, and they're only 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. This is also revenge for Minnesota. This is the first game that this is the first time these two teams have saw each other since the Commissioner's Cup game. And we know that the Indiana Fever ended up going into Minnesota and smoking the Minnesota Lynx. So I know Minnesota's at a rest disadvantage. They've lost 2 straight, playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. But this Indiana Fever team is absolutely depleted right now. They showed a lot of heart and a lot of grit in their last game, but that was against Connecticut, right? They're 10th in offensive rating last 5 games. They are 7th in defensive rating, 9th in net rating, 8th in scoring, 9th in opponents' points allowed. But they are playing super fast. They're still number 1 in pace over the last 5 games. And that's why I like the total in this game. I agree with the total going up, open 163.5. It's up to 164 on a couple books, 164.5, 165, 165.5. So you can kind of get whatever number it is that you like. If you like the over, if you like the under, just continue to let it go up and then you bet the under. But I do think that this game, I think it's a little bit more of an over game. I'm just not trusting the Minnesota, the Dallas the Indiana Fever to be able to come out here and get stops. Minnesota is the #1 offensive rated team, last 10 games and over the full season. I think that they can get hot from the 3-point line. Without Sophie Cunningham, that's another defender that you're down as well. So I think that this game could go up and over the total. I think Indiana will be able to contribute as well, just because Minnesota's on the second leg of a back-to-back. I expect the game to be played with pace, so I think Indiana should be able to contribute as well. Don't really want to lay this many points with a team at such a terrible rest advantage spot, but Minnesota and Indiana, I think up and over the total would be the best play in this game. Yeah, I think that'd be the best play if I was playing this one. All right, last game on the board, like I said, kind of rapid fire today, is the Valkyries and the Mercury. So game we played in Phoenix tonight. This opened at 4.5. It's up to 6.5 now. Total is actually starting to go up. Open 154.5. It's up to 155. Don't see any 155.5 right now. So just 155. The Valkyries are in a little bit of a pickle, man. Coming off 2 straight losses. They will be kind of decimated in this game continually, right? No Kayla Thornton, we know she's out. No Monique Billings, she hasn't made her return. Rapport missed the last game against Phoenix as well with the concussion. She's listed as game time decision. We'll see if she plays. I'm thinking that she won't, but we'll see. And then Xander Sealy, got ruled out in that last game. These two teams, of course, just played against each other. And the Golden State Valkyries I wouldn't say absolutely got smoked, but they ended up giving up 94 points. I think it was the most points they've given up in a home game so far this season. So now, can they go on the road where the defense is not as good and, potentially still win? They do have triple revenge in here in this spot specifically. They've lost to the Mercury all 3 times. They're coming off back-to-back losses, so I do kind of expect them to be focused in this game. They recently just lost to Phoenix on Sunday, and then before that, they lost to Atlanta. We were on Atlanta in that spot. Back-to-back losses. They have significant rest advantage here. The Mercury will be traveling back from Vegas, where they lost last night. And it'll be their first game back home after a 3-game road trip. I think this is a favorable spot for the Valkyries. I can't play the Valkyries, though, without any resemblance of an offense. On the other side, right, for the Mercury, I am expecting Kahleah Copper to potentially not be available to play today. She's officially listed as game time decision, but she took a nice little injury to the hip yesterday, and she didn't return last night. So I feel like Nate Tibbetts and that coaching staff has been super, just super cautious with, their players. And as much as they need to win, they probably could get the job done without Kahleah Copper in this game if, Xander Sealy's not going to be there, because she's a big part of the offense. Like, Golden State plays super slow. They shoot a bunch of threes. They typically don't make them, and they just play defense. So I do think that the Mercury can win this game. I'm not sure if they win by 7. I think that it's more of an under game, especially without Kahleah Copper, especially without Xander Sealy. I just worry about Golden State being able to score the basketball. We just saw these two teams play, and it flew way up and over the total. I think this one would be a little bit more of an under game. The Mercury also had this. Let's see if I still got it up. The Mercury also, and I talked about this, taking Mercury unders. The offense is kind of falling off a cliff. They just shoot a bunch of threes. They typically don't go in. They typically go in or they don't go in. Against the Valkyries, they can absolutely get hot. The Valkyries are not a great 3-point defense, but this Phoenix Mercury offense is 8th in the last 5 games. I think it actually took a worse toll last night after only scoring 72 against the Aces as well. But the 8th in offensive rating on the full season, they now dropped to 7th. But they are playing really good defense. 2nd in defensive rating over the last 5 games. And we know that the game's going to be played pretty slow. I do think Phoenix is going to slow the game down. They could potentially run out of gas on the offensive end, being it is their first game back after a 3-game road trip and second leg of a back-to-back. So I like under in this game if I'm betting it. We'll see if I pull the trigger on anything. I'll send the plays to the members. But yeah, if I'm betting, this is the way that I'm betting these 3 games, man. I don't know. WNBA is so janky right now. I'm not sure if I actually bet it. It's 3 games for tomorrow as well. I think they look a little bit better, but we'll see, man. Best of luck on whatever it is that you're betting. Check out the resources. They're all linked in the description of the video. Do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the notification bell on if you do want to know when I go live. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Enjoy your Friday. I'm out.